What's up YouTube, Tristan here with Team Redneck Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have my August Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. So this one's a little bit different than my last Blue Eyes deck. I was still kind of testing it out, but this current build, I really enjoy it. It's very powerful, and yeah, so here we go. Let's get right into it. So I mean, obviously, you still run 3 Blue Eyes. I see people running 2, but you're just asking to brick. You're just asking people to banish it. It's not a good idea. You run a 3 alternative. I also see people running 2 of this, but I would just run 3 of it just to make sure that you can always get to it. And then, I mean, obviously, once you go through your first, you really never need to see it again, but you can always trade it in and lots of other stuff. 2 Dragon Spirit of White. Amazing card, just being able to banish back row during your end phase or your opponent's end phase. It's just a really powerful card, definitely really helps with the deck. So that's it for the dragons. Next up we run 3 Sage with the Eyes of Blue. She gets your engine starting. Search any level 1 light tuner, so Effect Veiler, any of the stones, and then you can send an effect monster from your field to the grave by sending her to the grave from your hand. You can summon Blue Eyes monster from your deck, so you never know when that can come up, but it's really good. And then I run 3 the Whitestone Ancients. This card immensely helps the deck, just being able to summon a Dragon Spirit of White during your end phase, or even normal vanilla Blue Eyes. And also the fact that it can recycle from your graveyard is very good. This is how you can summon alternative almost every single turn and not even having to draw into it, just by bringing it back from the grave. The last card is 1 Whitestone Legend. So I would never run more than 1 just because its effect is mandatory, and if you have 1 in your hand and 2 in your grave, your opponent gets to look at your deck. So you have to be very careful with this card because you don't want them to see your deck, obviously. So that's it for the level 1 light tuners. Next up, my new engine, 3 Galaxy Soldier. So this card's insane in the deck. It helps you make a Cyber Dragon Infinity. And also it's, once you use 2 of them, the third one's pretty dead. So it can just be used for Twin Twister, Melody, or anything else that you need to discard. So it's very good. And for our final cards, we play 1 Effect Veiler and 2 Max C. Max C is good against almost every single deck in the format besides Monarchs, but you can still get a draw or 2 off them. And same with Effect Veiler, it can be good against any deck. Only deck I'd see it not being good against is Cosmos, because it can tag out, and then Burning Abyss, they still get their mills with Dante, but I mean, you can do it to their Beatrice, so that's kind of nice. So that's it for the monsters. Up next are searcher cards of the deck. I run 2 Melody of Awakening Dragon. I might bump this up to 3. The only reason why I have it at 2 is that usually by the time you see the second one, you've already gone through all of your targets in your deck. So I just don't see it being needed. But with a card I'll show you later, there's a reason why I might want 3. 1 Dragon Shrine. This helps you mill your deck for your dragons. Sends any vanilla and a stone to the grave usually is your best option, so I like that card a lot. 1 Foolish Burial. This can be any card. It can get you a Blue Eyes to your hand, it can get you a Blue Eyes to the end phase. It's just a great card overall. So those are our searcher cards. Up next for our draw engine, we have 3 Trade-In. Obviously you run level 8, so it's needed. 1 Cards Consonance. You have 4 targets, and usually you can mill through them really quick, so I don't see running anymore. 1 Upstart Goblin. It's 1 card less in your deck. Even though I am running over 40 cards, if you mill it with this next card, it's a free card you're milling. So I do run 2 Pot of Desires. I am missing 1, so if you want to trade 1 to me, definitely look at my last trade binder. It has changed a little bit, but just let me know what you want from it and I'll get back to you. But Pot of Desires just makes this deck so crazy good. You activate it at the end of your turn after you've done all your searching, all your plays, and that's how you can draw into all your power cards, which just make this deck almost unbeatable. And so with Upstart, if you banish this off of this, you just got a free card out of one of your 10, so it doesn't hurt your deck, because a lot of people are scared that Pot of Desires is going to hurt your deck, but it never happens, really. I've never had an issue with it. Sorry about that. But yeah, with Pot of Desires in the deck now, I might run 3 Melody, but I'm not sure yet. I have to test it out more. So next up for our revival cards, I run 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. Still wish it was Gospel, but this card is just insane. Being able to bring back any level 7 or 8 dragon from your graveyard just gives you a free Blue Eyes, free Crystal Wing back, and also with the protection effect, you know, people trying to Regeki you, you just banish it, and from there they're just screwed. And then I run 2 Silver's Cry. You have 5 targets, so you don't need to run more than 3. I mean, you can, but you don't want a dead draw at late game. And then 1 Soul Charge. This card might be the most broke in the deck. Just being able to make an unbreakable board of like number 38, Blue Eye Spirit, Crystal Wing, and Cyber Dragon Infinity first turn, it's just really unfair. And for our last spells, I run 2 Twin Twister for any back row that you go into. You don't want to go and Soul Charge into a Solemn Warning or Solemn Strike or something. And 1 Regeki. Regeki is just good in this deck. You have a bunch of beat sticks you want to attack over. And finally, for our last card, we have a Solemn Warning, because it's pretty much the best card in the game right now, just being able to stop any summon. So my deck is currently 43 cards. I know with the Upstart, you'd think, why would you run that? But it's just extra consistency with the Pot of Desires too. I mean, you can run over 40 cards now. So next up is the extra deck. I run 2 Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. One of the best synchros in the game right now, just being able to stop grave effects and stop pendulum summons for the most part. Like side frames can't play against this, so it's really good. 2 Azure Eyes. Oh, grab an extra card right there. 2 Azure Eyes, and this card's just amazing. Being able to recur advantage late game, your opponent just can't do anything, and protection. And then for this Crystal Wing stuff, we have 1 Moonlight and 1 Michael. You don't need to run any more, like people run Stardust Charge or whatever, or Stardust Spark, but I just see no reason for it. I mean, these 2 are better options. And finally, your Crystal Wing. This card's just broke. Being able to make this, your opponent is pretty much going to lose every single time. So that's it for the synchros. Next up, 1 Cyber Dragon Nova and 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity. So with Galaxy Soldier being able to be played in this deck, you can make Infinity, so it just makes the deck that much better. It's insane. And then for our rank 8 toolbox, we have 1 number 38 because you don't like spell cards, 1 Felgrand because you don't like monster effects, 1 Elsie because you don't like sending Beatrice to the grave pretty much, and then our combo of number 107, Full Armor and Dark Matter. Dark Matter is amazing in this deck. If you don't run Dark Matter, you're doing it wrong pretty much. So that's it for the extra deck. Next up for the side deck, awesome token. I do run 1 number 46 in the side deck. This is good for the mirror match, and I didn't want to completely cut it from the deck, so I did have to put it in the side deck to make room for Cyber Dragon Infinity. Then I run 1 Dragon Spirit of White for more back row destruction, 2 Quackimero Dragu just to stop Monarchs, Cosmo, Blue Eyes, 1 Cosmic Cyclone for extra destruction, 2 Drowning Mirror Force for anything that can destroy your field. I mean, it's just an amazing card. 2 Royal Decree for any trap heavy decks, 2 Imperial Iron Walls for Cosmos and Infernoids, 2 Massacre Strix for Monarchs, of course, and 1 Vanity's Emptiness and 1 Skill Drain. So that's the deck. If you have any suggestions for me, I'd appreciate it a lot. Just put it in the comments, please. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.